Tyreek Hill was heading to Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday morning to prepare for warm-ups as the Miami Dolphins were hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars in their Week 1 regular season opener. And en route to the stadium, Tyreek Hill was actually pulled over by the police, Miami-Dade County, and he was actually detained before he could even enter the stadium. And in that process, videos were surfacing on Sunday morning where you could see him being pinned down by multiple officers, face on the hot asphalt road. And it was a very interesting set of videos popping up. We saw it from passersby being posted on the internet. ESPN was reporting it. And thankfully he was actually able to suit up for the game. But to break down actually what happened, I wanted to wait to formulate an opinion until we got the body cam video that was actually released on Monday evening. And looking at it, it's pretty clear that the officers were the aggressors in this. Yes, Tyreek broke the law, he was speeding, that's fine. I've gone over the speed limit countless times, and in that process I was given a ticket, sometimes a warning, whatever the case may be, and I moved on with my life. The officers did too. I do understand initially there was maybe some back and forth with the window being opened or not, but he did comply after a couple attempts to lower the window. But as the second attempt was being done, there was a other cop that was instigating the whole thing. He was clearly the aggressor, and he yanked Tyreek out of the car while the seatbelt was in. And Tyreek is still getting over, so it seems to be a knee surgery, so he has to kind of prop himself up according to his lawyers. And in the process, he was being yanked out, and then they're pinning him down. Multiple officers are on him. And later you see Calais Campbell is on the scene now. He saw the commotion. Also Jonnu Smith, the tight end, also joined in as well. Now, Calais Campbell, being a teammate of Tyreek's for basically a week. He was an off-season acquisition, wasn't here too long, but he has been a veteran in this league, actually a Walton Payton Man of the Year, mind you. So that's somebody of high integrity and how to de-escalate situations, which he was trying to do, something that we didn't see in these police officers, which were clearly the aggressors on Sunday morning. Jonnu Smith was also there trying to help out as well, and eventually they put Calais Campbell in handcuffs as well and detained him. Now, Miami security, at least for the Dolphins security staff, they came and kind of cleared things up, and eventually everybody was able to suit up and they were able to play a game. We saw Tyreek Hill go off for an amazing catch and run of 80 yards, basically the go-ahead score. And they did a mocking celebration where him and Jalen Waddle pretended that Jalen was the police officer arresting Tyreek earlier that morning, put him in handcuffs, and took him on his way after Tyreek scored the epic touchdown. Looking at this is another case where we're seeing some bad apples. I'm not saying all cops are bad at what they do. I think in this particular case, there was a group, and the initial officer, I really think he was doing his role. It was the second officer that was doing the yanking. He was saying, "I'm gonna bleeping break your window." Like, that's very aggressive tone. I don't think that's any way to de-escalate something that we wanted to see out of cops, especially in recent times with everything going on. I mean, 10 years ago, we saw Thabo Sefolosha of the Atlanta Hawks. He was in an incident in New York where NYPD broke his leg and he ended up missing the rest of the year, kind of derailing the Hawks perimeter defense for that season. Now, thankfully, Tyreek is physically okay. No structural damage. He had a fantastic game. Probably some mental trauma that occurred after this. Makes sense. Absolutely should go to therapy or seek out help for whatever is his support group. He has the resource to do so. And then basically from there, let's see how this develops. But it's definitely something where we need to figure out what else went on in this. I really hope that the county, Miami-Dade County, does something more than puts this police officer on admin, which is the current state of things. There needs to be a detailed investigation from both sides, and for the accountability at this point, Tyreek and his legal team should look into suing this officer and Miami-Dade County Police Department, because this is something where he doesn't need the money. He's obviously a very rich man, but it's an accountability thing. As he said post-game interview, what if he wasn't Tyreek Hill? What if he was just another person of color, particularly a black man, being detained for what is a pretty simple process: speeding ticket, give the ticket, and away you go. But that's something where we're going to see how this situation unfolds. Many more layers are going to be unfolded in this process. The investigation is probably going to occur, but thankfully nobody is hurt in this process. But the resolution I hope that we can see in this matter is just accountability. Like I said, I want to see the individual cops that were part of this incident be named, and also once a thorough investigation is done, there are consequences of this, more than just being somebody being put on admin. Somebody should lose their job in this case, especially the second aggressive cop. And then I fully expect Tyreek's legal team to seek out legal repercussions, a lawsuit, and just hold everybody accountable for what happened on Sunday morning.